It was 9 p.m. when Jungkook finally closed his laptop and looked at the clock. He stretched his arm before getting his coat from the chair and walked out of his office. There is no other than everyone leave after their work. He exited the build and walked towards his car. The moon was shining brightly today. He stopped in front of his car and looked at the moon, which was miles away from him, lighting the world in the darkness. He was about to open his car when he noticed a little boy sitting on a near bench alone playing with his toy. His legs moved towards the boy. He slowly sat near him and watched him play. By looking at the boy, he was about 8. Jungkook doesn't know why he came and sat here and watched him playing instead of going to his house. The boy slowly turned to his side when he felt someone's presence near him. What are you doing here, Jesse? Jungkook was taken by the question because it is who should ask the someone question. Same question, but he decided to answer him first. I don't know, maybe I want to watch you play. Why? The kid asked curiously. Because didn't you play with your toy when you were a little kid? He asked innocently. The question made alarm in Jungkook's throat, and he tried his best to answer it without triggering him. It's not like that. I also play alone when I was your age. Oh, it's okay, Jesse. My Emma said if we feel lonely, God will send someone to play with us. She is right. That's why you are here. Did you want me to play with you? Yes, the boy gave him a nod. Jungkook smiled at his cute gesture. Then how about I show you how this sound? Yes, it will be a fun, the boy said, and exactly. Then Jungkook made some noise and tried to make the toy jump and run. The kids giggled all the time. Jungkook made sound and he enjoyed his new company. Ajoshi, you smell like a bunny. What? Yes, you have a cutest smile I have ever seen. Really? The boy gave him a nod and a smile. Jungkook smiled in return. Themin, I told you to stay inside. Suddenly the watchman came running towards them. He was about to scold the kids again, but sir, the man panicked and quickly bowed. Jungkook, he is your son. Yesterday, sir, I am sorry if he troubled you. No, he is nice boy. Jungkook referred the boy hastily. Sir, it's getting late. We have to go. Oh, good night, Themin. Good night, Ajasi. Jungkook smiled when the little adorable boy waved at him. He then walked towards the car and got in, and he was about to start the engine when he noticed his face on the front mirror. He was smiling and it was feeling good. He put on the radio playing his favorite song and drove away humming happily. For the first time in his life, he felt happy to go home. Time escape. Jungkook's stomach groaned loudly when he closed his laptop and put it on the side table. He arrived a little bit early today and worked at home for some time. He was really hungry and shamelessly hoped they had made a delicious dinner. When he got out of his room, the house was unusually silent. Silence with no sound of tea. There is no sound of tea, watching TV, cooking anything, playing video game, or humming any song. He frowned and walked towards the room. He debated for a minute when whatever to knock or not, and decided to check on him. He knocked sometimes, and when he didn't get any response, he slowly opened the door. They are you there? He asked without entering. Did he came back from work? He thought and looked around the room, but there was no sign of Tae in the house. He got anxious because it was too late for him to stay in the restaurant, but he decided to wait some time. And when he couldn't wait any longer, he decided to call him, and that's when he realized he didn't have the number. This made him really mad. He dialed Jimin's number and asked Tae, and after some tease from Jimin, he finally got the number. He dialed the number quickly on his phone, but of his unfortunate, the call didn't get accepted. It kept going directly to voicemail. That's it. He ran into his room, cashed his pajamas, and took his car key. About an hour later, Jungkook came back home restless because Ete was closed and there was no one on his house either. Jungkook can't guess any other place where they would go. He looks past her and there in the hall without knowing what to do. The clock ticked 12 times loudly, including it was 12 a.m. Jungkook looked at the clock and then looked at the door, which was wide open even at this hour for Tae. Jungkook, it would be good if he felt a compliment. He picked up his phone, but suddenly he heard someone's footstep and he hesitantly turned in the direction of the front door. He saw Thea walking inside, slowly lowering his head. It seems like he was tired from his walk. Jungkook walked fast to Thea. Yeah, where have you been at this hour? Why didn't you answer the phone? At least try to can't. Jungkook stopped in the middle when Tae slowly lifted his head. His eyes are filled with tears, which was overwhelmed, and anytime and puff, which indicate he has cried before. What happened? Jungkook asked with concern. Granny fainted. Tae spoke slowly. Her fever has gone high the morning. She was admitted to the hospital and will be discharged tomorrow. Hobie is with her because she doesn't want me to stay anymore. I am sorry I didn't got time to inform you in this rush. He nibbled his lip to hold the tear. I was really scared when I saw her fainted today. Finally, the tear followed completely from Tae's eyes, and he began to cry in front of Jungkook. You. Jungkook was out of words when he saw Tae breaking down in front of him. He doesn't know how to console him or what to say. But one thing is sure, he can't bear watching Tae cry, so he did what he wanted to do. And that moment, he pulled him into his arms and hugged him tightly. He stared in his hole and cried more. Jungkook slowly patted his back, and after a few minutes, when he felt that Tae was no longer crying, he slowly released the hug and looked at Tae. Their hair was messed and his eyes looked more puffy than before. Did you eat anything? They nodded in response. Then go and get some sleep. It's already late, Jungkook said to watch they slowly walked away from looking at him one last time. Jungkook was relieved and they that come home, nothing bad happened to him. If something happened to him, Jungkook would blame himself. It's next morning day. Jungkook and Tae have their breakfast already. Tae still didn't get over granny issue. He is going to the hospital today and decide to close the restaurant for a day. Jungkook came out of his room and was waiting for Tae outside. After a minute, Tae came with a small suitcase. Jungkook was confused. Why is there a suitcase with you? Jungkook asked curiously. Jungkook, I'm sorry, I forgot to say this before. I am going to stay with Granny until she feels better. They explained. Oh, that's what only came from Jungkook's mouth. He didn't expect this. Sorry, I should have told you, they said as he felt guilty. It's okay, you should be with her in this situation, Jungkook said in honestly wish and a smile from Tae. Jungkook quickly got in the car and pretended for a second. Why is my heartbeat fast. He was putting his hand on his chest. After a tiring day, Jungkook came back home lazily. There was silence, the silence that indicated he is not there. It has been 4 days since he was in his house to take care of his grandmother. She was getting better day by day, and Thay was happy about that. There was not a single day when Thay never thought about Jungkook. He once tried to call him but dropped the idea because he knew how busy Jungkook was. Jungkook has been in his car in front of the house, debating whether to go in or not. It was almost midnight when he came back from work, and he was just brushing through the house when he noticed the light on. Ever since they left, he purposely took this road to see Thay. Did they sleep? Will it will okay for me to visit at this time? What if he doesn't like it? He know this is when I usually come back home, but what if I disturb their precious sleep? It's not good, Jungkook. You better not ruin your image. Jungkook signed for the time, started his car, and slowly drove away. Mrs. Kim was filled the water bottle slowly when she heard the doorbell. He looked at the time and wondered who it would be at this hour. She put the bottle aside and slowly walked towards the door to open it, only to find a self-debated Jungkook standing outside with a basket bowl full of fruits in his hand. You idiot, why you pressed the bell? Oh, hi Granny. Jungkook was in the middle of school himself when Granny opened the door. She looked at him for a second. Her eyes widened when she realized who is standing in front of. Oh, son, why are you here at this hour? She asked in a shock. I'm sorry I disturbed you. I came to see you. How are you doing? Jungkook tried his best to be polite. I'm better. Come inside. It's cold there. She moved to the door, waiting for Jungkook to get in. She sat there quickly pulling up the chair. They don't have any sofa on their furniture to sit on, and it was the small house Jungkook has ever seen, but it was beautiful. Everything in place, just like he saw in room in his house. Jungkook was busy searching the place for the one particular person when. Did you eat anything, son? Shall I get you something to drink? No, there is no need for it. I have eaten already and you should sit. Sit, I will sit here, she said and sat in the nearby chair. I'm sorry I didn't get time to visit in the hospital. Gajuan, a growing business, of course you have been busy. I could understood. She said with a smile. Jungkook smiled in return, just like his grandmother was also a very kind and nice person. He decided he doesn't know what else to say. The silence became awkward, and Thay is nowhere seen. It's getting late. I think I should leave, he said and stood up. I'm not going to say Thay. She asked suddenly. Yes, he said in mind. No, it's late. I will visit him tomorrow. It's okay, he is sleeping now. Come, I will show you his room. No, I don't want to disturb him. It will be sad if you didn't see him after driving for this at this hours came. Even though Jungkook wanted to see him, he didn't want to express it outside, but Granny dragged him along with her, opened the room and pushed him inside. Granny, Tenny is sleeping. Jungkook slowly turned back and saw a puppy Thay sleeping in his pajama, hugging a Balsi. He smiled slowly, looking at the sleeping figure. Granny slowly closed the door behind him. Suddenly, Thay stirred in his sleep, which alerted Jungkook. He quickly walked back to the door, but he stopped. But I didn't get another chance, he thought. He walked He walked towards the bed without making any noise and sat in the chair on the side facing Tae. He sat there looking at Tae with a smile. He felt satisfied to see Tae sleeping silently, but Tae slowly opened his eyes unexpectedly. Jungkook frozen there. He think he woke him. You came? Tae said in a low tone. I miss you. Jungkook was still in shock. He didn't move an inch. You look so real. And that's when Jungkook understood that Tae was dreaming. He relaxed for a minute and smiled, swallowing his bunny teeth. You smile like a bunny. I want to touch you before you disappear again. Jungkook felt goosebumps when he learned Tae was dreaming about him every day. He leaned slowly in front of Tae, who stretched his hand towards Jungkook's face to touch his nose. Tae giggled cutely when his finger came into connect with Jungkook's nose. Tae getting ready to go to do work when Granny came with a bowl full of fruit and placed it on the table near his bed. Eat this before you go. Look at you, lucky you have so many visitors, I guess. I'm not lucky. I'm not the lucky one. You are. What do you mean? You are lucky to have a nice boyfriend who, despite his busy schedule, to took time to come here yesterday night. I brought him to your room. You were sleeping at that time. What? Isn't that a dream? They moved back with Jungkook after spending 1.5 weeks with Kereni because of her con- compulsive. After the last night visit of Jungkook, he came to the restaurant often with any excuse and spent some time there. This into his 4th month and Jungkook was the happiest man on earth. He saw the sonography of their baby boy during this month screaming. Currently, Tae and Jungkook were sitting inside Dr. Mina's office room. The Tae couldn't help but draw a happy smile. Jungkook, who didn't take his eyes off the sonography. The doctor cleared his throat, which made Tae shift his focus, but Jungkook was still looking at the picture. How are you feeling? Better, doctor. My craving has increased a lot the past month, I think. It's normal, and apart from that, did you feel any itches sometimes? Then she took a piece of paper and started writing something. I am recommending you some vitamins. Please follow them correctly. Try to swimming every day. It will help release pressure if any, and also should be close and do something not your work. The eyes sudden widen upon hearing her last word. Jungkook looked at the doctor instantly as if someone had him. What? They asked in disbelief. Yes, making naughty work is also recommended during pregnancy. It lowers your blood pressure and help us prepare for labor. Don't try to control hormones. Didn't you feel around some things? He was caught off guard. He didn't try to look at Jungkook, whose eyes were on his now. He slowly and hesitantly nodded. It's the hormones, and it's okay if you feel like that. You don't have to control it. When Jungkook stopped the car in front of Tae, Tae quickly got up and walked away after saying a quick bye without looking at Jungkook. The drive from the hospital was really awkward. Jungkook kept on glancing and secretly smiled at flushed Tae, who was trying his best not to make it obvious. They thought that Jungkook hadn't come back home and that this was the best time to take a swim in the pool. He exactly walked in the direction of the pool wearing a crop top and a shot and was stood swimming. He walked toward his side of the pool and decided to check the water temperature, but unexpectedly a figure swam from the water edge. Hi, Jungkook, who was only in his swimming short and panting, looked and saw Tae was in front of him. His hormone started to act. Jungkook, whose hair was tucked fully back, exposing his forehead and his fit body with defined abs and ankle arms. He was so lost in the view then he didn't notice Jungkook climb up and stand near him. Jungkook slammed some water on Thee's face and Thee was alert by what you carry on. I just came here for a walk. Thee tried to escape nicely, but didn't you remember what the doctor said? Swimming helps the release. I don't feel any pressure, Jungkook. They instantly screamed when Jungkook put him on the shoulder and walked down the water. Then he slowly put Tae down, who hissed when water came into contact with his body. Relax and swim slowly. How can he tell me to relax when my hormones are betraying me? If you are not comfortable, I will leave, Jungkook said when Tae hesitated to swim. No, you can swim a distance, Tae said and looked away. He slowly started to swim in Jungkook's opposite direction and Jungkook did the same. Jungkook kept disturbing Tae's hormones. Even if he keep his distance, so he decided to go underwater. He took a deep breath before swimming into the water. He was slowly moving underwater when he saw a finger coming near him. It was Jungkook. He pulled Tae's hand unexpectedly and curled his arms around Tae's waist. Tae looked at him in shock, even thought he cannot clearly see Jungkook's face. Jungkook looked so internal with waved hair like the prince in mermaid stories that his grandmother told him. He looked at thought it was a dream, but Jungkook proved to him that it was not a dream by suddenly connecting their lips suddenly. Tae was in utter shock and he tried to process what was happening, but he slowly closed his eyes when Jungkook pulled him closer and the kiss. By the time Tae got out of breath, Jungkook had pulled him above the water along with him. They panted from some times, looked at each other. Tae was speechless and he could not feel any words to ask why Jungkook him. Jungkook spoke a thought he understood what Tae was thinking. It's my duty. Tae was confused upon hearing Jungkook word. I am on duty to take care of your hormones. Before Tae could react enough, Jungkook pulled him into another kiss. Day after day, the craving increases and Jungkook doesn't scold him like before whenever he asks him something. Even if in a midnight of daylight, the baby bump also began to show, which amazed Jungkook every time he noticed it. Jungkook also noticed that Tae is become more chubbier and cute because of the baby. He likes it when Tae brought cheeks move whenever he speaks. He likes it whenever he saw Tae rubbing his belly. He likes it whenever Tae eats with a plump pout. He is slowly liking everything about Tae.